welcome back to the channel. My name is Katie for those who have for some reason forgotten, and this is Books R Us. Last week I talked about literary worlds I want to visit. This week I'm going to be talking about books that have some sort of portal in them. I don't know why I started thinking of this. Maybe because I've been watching too much Supernatural lately. So I got into that whole portal mindset. I don't know. Anyways, let's get started with the books that I think include portals or that actually do include portals. Some of them are like, does that actually count? But I'll leave that up to you. I've included the top, I think there's 13 books here that I have or have read that have some sort of portal in them. So let's get started. The first book, the first series, two series that I have are by T.A. Barron. The first one is The Lost Years of Merlin. And then the second one I talked about last week is The Great Tree of Avalon by T.A. Barron. The first one, The Lost Years of Merlin, he goes to Avalon. He goes through a portal, which is basically just the mist, but not a lot of people can go through it because you have to be worthy and yada yada. The Great Tree of Avalon is on Avalon, so it's another portal into it. And then on the tree itself, again, last week I showed you the map, actually has portals, so you'll see like there's one here, there's one here, there's one down here. So there's portals to different places there as well. The next series that I've actually recently read that has a portal is The Land of Stories by Chris Colfer. Now, if you don't know who Chris Colfer is, he actually was on Glee and is now writing books. I don't know what he's up to now, but he has written this series, and I think he's done a few offshoots of it. But basically, there's these two twins who realize their grandmother is from another place altogether, and so the only way they can get to it is through this book of stories at first, and then there's other portals they can go in between worlds with and all that good fun stuff. The next one I have is obviously Alice in Wonderland. I don't have a copy of Alice in Wonderland here, however, I have a copy of After Alice by Greg McGuire. If you don't know who Greg McGuire is, he's the one who wrote Wicked, which is what the hit musical Wicked is based off of. After Alice, of course, follows what happened after Alice went down the rabbit hole in Alice in Wonderland. So again, another place that the portal went to. The next one I have is A Wrinkle in Time. Now, this one I have right here is the trilogy. I've read the first two, but it all talks about A Wrinkle in Time and how they can tesseract to other places in the universe by basically using like the shortest distance available. So that's cool. Again, I kind of want to use this portal actually because you can go to different places. Plus, look at this cover. This cover is amazing. Barnes & Noble, everyone. Okay, the next one I have is called A Nearer Moon. I don't know if I've talked about this. It would have been a while ago. But A Nearer Moon, like, briefly mentions a portal. It's in, like, there's these two sets of sisters. So there's the human sisters and then the sprite sisters. So sprites, little guys, walk on water type sprites. And the sprites' home is being threatened by the humans, not these specific human sisters, but they use a portal to go elsewhere and get a new home. But yeah, shorter book. So if you want like kids to read it, to read like books about portals, but not really like all about magic, this is definitely the place to be. Now, the next one is actually more of an author rather than a specific series, and that's Rick Riordan. I am thinking Magnus Chase, the Heroes of Olympus, and Percy Jackson. Now, this one's kind of stretching it just a tad, but I'm thinking of the portal to Olympus and then the portal to Yggdrasil or the World Tree or Valhalla, wherever they're going in the tree. So again, it transports you to another place, which is I think is really cool. Um, I think most of my books are basically to other places rather than times, but the time thing would be really cool actually. Now, the next one is another series. I don't have that specific book here. It's His Dark Materials by Philip Pullman. So if you don't know that, it's The Golden Compass, The Subtle Knife, and The Ember Spyglass. I have the Book of Dust here. I haven't read it yet, so I'm not sure if this specific book has a portal in it. But basically, in The Subtle Knife is when you see it the most. This boy from our world finds a knife or is bequeathed a knife or given a knife or something where he can actually like cut out a doorway into another world. So he cuts out a door into the universe of Lyra, I think. And that's how the portal is. So like Lyra's world is basically a parallel to our world or what's seen as our world. And he can then make the doorways between the two worlds. He always has to close it up though, and that's a little different. So I really liked that one. The next one I have, I just read the series this year. It's the Summoner series by Taran Matharu. I keep messing up his name. I'm really sorry. Taran Matharu. Again, I'm sorry. This one's the novice, and basically all of these people, kids, teens, all of these teens go to the school to train in magic, basically, and they each are given a creature. So kind of like His Dark Materials, in which all of those characters have a creature, but in this book specifically, they're given a creature rather than growing up with one, and they're given just like a base one at first before they can go into this other world, this other not world but dimension, other dimension where they can get their own creature. So that's that one. I really liked the series. The next book I have is A Great and Terrible Beauty by Libba Bray. I read this a few years ago, but I do remember that there's a portal of some sort in here. They basically, it's like a mind world. So it's not so much like some of these other ones where like there's an actual door you walk through, but they actually like are in a trance when they get into this world. I really liked it, but I do need to reread it to remind me of what happens so I can go on to the next book. I do believe this is a series. The next one, which is one of the more obvious ones, which I also talked about last week, is the Chronicles of Narnia. So again, one of my favorite series, alongside Lord of the Rings and Harry Potter. In this one, they go through a wardrobe, they go through a painting, they go through an arch, they go through a stable. That's 4 books. They go through a key, I think. No. Pills. It was weird. They took pills and they were in this other place. I don't know. That's 5. I don't remember how they got through the 2 other books because there are 7 books total. But yeah, Chronicles of Narnia, of course, is like one of the classic books for portals, how they work, and all of that good fun stuff. I only have 2 more left. One is, of course, Harry Potter. They have several different portals. They have the Vanishing Cabinet inside of Hogwarts. They also have Floo powder as well as the Train to Hogwarts. All of those kind of work in their own way as portals to different parts of the magical world. So I liked how Rowling took that into consideration with all of their different ways to travel. So the last book or series I have on this list is, of course, the Wayward Children series. If you don't know this series, it's the first one starts with Every Heart a Doorway by Seanan McGuire, and it's all about portals. So it follows the same vein as Alice in Wonderland, where there are a bunch of kids in this school who have gone to different worlds and now have gone to this school and kind of have to cope with living in our worlds again, because that worlds that they went to, they got so used to it and it fit their personality so well that now they have to cope with living in this world again. This book has been talked about all over BookTube. You can find several different BookTubers saying that this is their favorite series, or other BookTubers saying they didn't really like it. So definitely give it a look. But it has to deal with all that good stuff. There's currently 3 books in this series. I don't know if there are going to be more. I hope so, because it's a really good series. But that's all I have for you guys today. If you have any comments on what books that I missed, please leave them in the comments below, and I will be sure to check them out or pass them on to whoever might want to read them. And I will see you guys later. Bye.